Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a review, an overview, and commentary on the recent allegations of sexual predation against one Brother Polight. The victim in this case is the 14-year-old daughter of his 31-year-old girlfriend. We will begin this with a video clip from Tasha K and then continue with some commentary. Go ahead, take it, Tasha K. Fair use.
So I guess they went to Club 11. It was on 29 Northeast 11th Street, Miami, Florida. Upon arriving, the club was closed. Defending Nowak and the victim TS went to a hotel room at 1100 West Avenue, Unit 319, Miami Beach, in order to wait for the new party location. While they were in his hotel room, the defendant Nowak provided the victim, who was 14, with numerous alcoholic beverages in which she consumed. The victim, who's 14, stated that the defendant Nowak started dancing and I guess touching her inappropriately all over her body, groping her, groping her thighs and her butt. And furthermore, the victim, who is his girlfriend's daughter, hold on, I'm almost forgetting where I'm reading, okay, stated that defendant Noah sat her on the bed as he pulled out his, and outside of his boxers, okay, shorts, underwear, while he grabbed her head and pushed it towards his genital area, and victim TS lost consciousness, okay? Now, he's supposed to be a conscious leader, and that little girl, I'm telling y'all gonna learn today. She later awoke while the defendant Noah was forcibly trying to make her throw up by pushing his fingers in her throat and down her throat. Defending Noah, who is Brother Polight, okay, then took...
Indeed. So, some alleged things going on here. Dr. K. Polymath, can you give us a quick rundown on whom the defendant is and also what's being alleged? I don't know if it's been is this a police thing already? Is it a court thing?
So there is an official police report out there, and this is an official report that anyone can check up on Google. And obviously everything that's stated there, those are allegations, right? But there is an actual charge that has been or rather it's being processed that's relating to this case. So Brother Polight, who is this guy? This is one of the conscious leaders in the world of consciousness. For those who don't know what consciousness is the idea that you're living in a high vibrational state, you're understanding how the world really is. It's a bit like the red pill community, but it's not really, man. It's more for everyone. It's more a little bit woo and more magical, mysterious, going back into the ancient Hotep sort of culture, talking about all that kind of stuff, like manifesting orgasms using no hand touch movements and chakras and stuff. This is like the real stuff, right? Brother Polight is one of the high ranking, public intellectuals in that kind of space. This man can speak in really eloquent ways. He's got millions at this point. He's a polygamist. And also guess what his main thing is? The black woman is God, right? Okay, well, what is he doing now? Allegedly. To this God. So yeah, that's a rundown for Brother Polight. He's been accused of doing all these things.
Yeah. What's the politics around this right now? It's what else should we know surrounding this, and why is Tasha K interested? Why is it in the news, if you will? Now we understand this is if the allegations are correct, then this is a horrific thing that happened. That part aside, what is the politics surrounding this, and why is it being covered, if you will?
Okay, well, there's a few things. Brother Polight is a man who, despite this new, awakening of this story, he's a man that's done really well, right? He was in the hood. He went to prison. He made it out. He's wrote over like 90 books or something. This guy's a highly, intellectual man. And guess what? When he left the hood, people said that he's a sellout. The fact that he left the hood and his environment, people didn't like him. There's a lot of allegations of him basically being a scam artist as well, not giving people the products that they paid for. There's a lot of hate for this man. People want to see him fall because they just don't like the fact that his life went a certain direction. So that is part of the policy.
Okay. So you're saying that there is a bag of, disdain out there. In that 100%. Bag contains some haters from the hood side of things, and then also some people who have complaints. Now, the legitimacy of which we cannot.
Some of them are legitimacy.
Yeah, because we cannot combine, these two and just say, it's all because it's from the hood. So we cannot corroborate or verify the legitimacy of certain complaints, but there's a mixed bag of disdain out there. Or Brother Polight.
And it gets worse.
Go ahead.
Brother Polight's Brother Polight's mentor, I believe his name is York. He was in prison for similar accusations. Okay. He was playing
you're saying there's a
pattern here. There's a pattern. Well, what are the patterns related?
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, Polight never publicly, basically, what's that word? Dislocated himself from his mentor. He never condemned his mentor. People wanted him to say, Mr. York, or I believe it's Henry York, but whatever his first name is, he's a pedophile, whatever that word is. We all know what it is, and that he's removing himself from any associations with him. He never did any of that. Polight sort of just stood still and said, this is just lies. Basically, his mentor was accused by his own, like some, I believe, children or something like that, but definitely children. Don't know if it's necessarily his own children. Polight never disdained him. So people are now kind of saying,
Polight never disavowed the person you just mentioned as his mentor, and for and they've been similar allegations, right? Did not disavow the guy, and this is now, I'm assuming, being used as a general, fodder for attacking the Polight faction, if you will, of the conscious community, or what? Or people, or people come from conscious community in general, because this is something that I remember, like African Bombada, or in other words, generally speaking, there is the whole sexual thing being used to bring down people when it comes to political hierarchies and that kind of a battle, right?
Yeah, we are in a Me Too era, and some stories are going to be valid, and some are just going to be for power plays. That's how the cookie crumbles. In this case, it seems like there is a dual attack, both from the conscious community, who basically dislike the fact that Polight never just disavowed his mentor, and also from the non-conscious community, somehow thinking that these are all fake people who are fraudulent. And that part I don't quite get it. Whether you're conscious or not conscious, people are people. This reminds me of when you see a pastor in a church being alleged for doing similar things, and like, oh, it's a pastor. Well, no, people are people, right? Don't judge people based on their title. The title's got nothing to do with the person's personality, right? So in this case, people are trying to come for Polight. I don't know what happened. Obviously, neither do you, or does anybody else. But from every video I've seen online, everyone is already stating it as if it's fact. I have not seen a single video saying, well, I'll wait until I see what actually uncovers. Now, I'm sure there are facts here. For example, him taking that, underage girl to a club, that probably is a fact. I don't know, but I'm guessing probably. There's also other facts where maybe she did get violated, and perhaps it was due to negligence by someone else. Perhaps it's by him. I don't know. I'm not going to go down that path. So there are probably some facts that occurred, etc. And there is a DNA evidence of someone's walnut cream on some clothing and stuff that was done by the police. So it's going to be pretty straightforward that something nefarious did happen. Who committed it, I guess we'll know when the police and the forensics team basically give a clear statement. Right now, we don't really know it's Polight. People are saying it is his, but I haven't seen any police statements stating it is his. And the fact that Polight is not in jail right now, right? That he's on bail probably provides that it's not clear and cut. Because if it was, right? Because at the very minimum, this is delinquency of a minor.
Hold on a second. I don't think that we know enough for that to bear upon his the weightiness of his guilt or innocence, or the weightiness of the evidence against him, and so on and so forth. Just to look at whether or not he's out on bail. Do you know the amount of bail, by the way?
No, I actually do not.
That might be, you know, when the bail is really big, it tells you something. But bail versus no bail, sometimes that's just does he have the money thing. So
this is true.
Yeah. Now, overall, okay, there was something that you said there that I think bears repeating and reiteration, which is that just because someone is in a community as part of the enemy that you have been tarring and feathering out there, someone who's you know, on the other side of the fence, in the supporter of the different team, right, than yours, whether it be a soccer team or it be a team in terms of business, right? These are competitors of yours and political enemies, okay? These human frailties, these human problems, particular mammalian issues having to do with sexuality, sexual, shall we say, morality. I think that used to be a phrase at some point, sexual morality. All those kinds of issues are equally spread amongst all different kinds of factions, amongst these different divides, whether it be team A or team B, whether it be a political team, football team, whatever it may be. So the idea of saying that, oh, all those people are all like that, you all find them to be, they're all really, all the conscious community is just a collection of X, right? Or this other unconscious community is a collection of Y, is foolhardy at the end of the day, right? And it whips people into a frenzy. It causes undue violence. I don't think it can be stopped necessarily.
No,
I'm just saying for those who can see, it's good to kind of see it. And within microcosms within which you have certain control, then you can perhaps exercise control. But however, writ large, human population-wise, we're going to continue doing what the monkey does. Ain't that right?
100%. People are people, and people have ways that they interact with each other. I mean, we're predictable. Every case will be slightly different, but in reality, you're going to get sheeps from just choosing a side, standing for something just for the sake of standing for their team, regardless of the context. And that's just how we are. And because if we don't do that, guess what? We're weak. Most of us are weak and we can't stand by ourselves. So we stand with others regardless of.
Oh, no, that's a good place to end it. Stand on your ground and subscribe, okay? Like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and we're out.